Good evening, lovely tubers. White Mexican back again for another Market Watch investments video for you guys tonight. Have a plethora of things I'm going to be showcasing for you guys. These are going to be my personal selections, and I do hope that you enjoy. Getting things kickstarted tonight is going to be Void Ogre Dragon as a secret rare dawning out of 2012 premium collector tins. This used to be a solo print. I think there was some kind of OTS common not too long ago, so obviously no longer a solo print, but obviously is the highest rarity, and 2012 was quite some time ago, so really interesting time period on that. Starting market price, slightly played first edition, is roughly going to be around 2 bones before you factor in shipping. And, you know, this was a secret promo, so I don't think that there's even non-first editions in existence. So, relatively affordable, extremely affordable. So, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to 3 stacks so I can give you guys a little preview of buying in bulk here. And pretty much just 2 bones, 2 to 3 bones, and then quickly jumps to 2 to 3 to 4. And there's a 13 stack here from Core TCG. For availability for buying in bulk. This card is, again, I mean, it only has 2 prints, being that it's an old school secret rare. Completely blowout artwork, honestly. Like, this is a classic card that was used in Infernities back in the day because of the whole, stipulation of you have to have no cards in your hand. Kind of goes play by play. But this card is... it's just really good. I mean, it's a 3K beater. It's a dark level 8. Level 8 and rank 8s are my personal favorite XYZs and synchros. Relatively easy to get out and get. It's almost generic. You do need a dark tuner, so that does a little bit of a limiting stipulation. But just all around an amazing, great control card. So wanted to highlight that really quick. So next is going to be Trishula, Zero Dragon of the Ice Barrier. So this is the brand new boss monster, dawning as an ultra rare, of course, out of structure deck Freezing Chains. This is the last structure deck that got dropped here in the TCG. The artwork is just completely unparalleled on this. This has amazing artwork. Obviously, it just came out, so this is the only print as a solo print ultra, and the effect is just ridiculous. This effect is very, very, very good. And my last video, I did a little tidbit on investing in structure decks. Now, me personally, White Mexican Theory, I do not do a lot of heavy investing in sealed products personally, but sometimes I do pick and choose particular structure decks that I buy first edition exclusively, cases sealed, cases of 8 decks sealed, primarily online. The popular format that I utilize is eBay. There's Amazon, and of course there's TCG Player, and there's a lot of things that you can use for online, but White Mexican Theory is, you guys invest in first edition cases, keep them sealed, don't crack them, don't open them, just hold them, and about roughly around the 1 year mark after the release date of structure decks is when they tend to increase. Not too much of a significant value, I mean, depending on what they are. If the cards stay solo prints and they hit some heavy meta play, then obviously they're going to go up a lot faster. A perfect example was Zombie Horde. A lot of the main cards in Zombie Horde are still solo print, like Doom King and Banshee, and those cards are seeing some really great price fluctuations. So pretty great stuff. So I'm a big fan of investing in first edition cases of structure decks. Another really great one is Shaddoll Showdown and Soul Burner were the last 2 that I personally invested in. So again, and then just as time goes on, they will become collector's values. They'll be out of print, and you'll have sealed first editions, and it's just really great stuff. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So obviously, this is the most valuable card in the structure deck and the best card in the structure deck, running roughly around a Phantom under 3 bones, pretty much all across the board. It just came out, so obviously there's a lot of fat stacks here. Really quickly, I do want to switch over to the structure deck and try to see if I can do... Okay, so this is what I'm talking about specifically. This is what a case, an 8-deck case stack looks like for first edition. I guess they're called display boxes. Essentially the same thing as a case, an 8-deck case. And these are they're roughly going for around 60 bones the last time I checked. Obviously my settings are all kind of wonked up here, so it's not going to show it, but that's an incredible price point because standard market price for these is 10 bones for a sealed first edition, and then you get significantly less if you buy in bulk. So that's kind of how like what life seems to work out. You buy in bulk and you always get a more affordable price point. So pretty incredible stuff. So again, the biggest thing behind this deck is, you know, it's an extremely old deck, and you know, it doesn't have a huge like I guess player base following, but it's extremely old, and Ice Berries have some of the most iconic synchro monsters of all time. I mean, like Trishula, Brionic, and what was the other one? I can't remember. I mean, those are mostly like the ideal top ones. But again, the biggest thing is the next gen Trishula, the Zero Dragon. This is just a completely blowout card. So enough about that. So Glacial, the Elemental Lord. This is the original OG print as a secret rare, Dawning from Abyss Rising. This card looks amazing. I mean, it's got like blueberry, cotton candy, like tripping on acid, extremely deep hollow foils, secret foils here. Really, really great stuff. This is obviously a water sea serpent, which is, you know, I love fire stuff, I love water stuff, I love light stuff, I love dark stuff, and this is a level 8. Again, I'm a huge fan of rank 8 XYZs, and this is just an amazing water card. How you can rip 2 out of your opponent's hand, and it's basically like a Dark Arm Dragon summoning condition. You just drop it straight from the hand. If you have the considerable conditions in the graveyard, and this card has hit some really interesting price points for affordability purposes. You can see here the first editions. There is actually a 2-stack here for 9 bones for lightly played first edition, then near mint goes to about 10. This card used to be like 24, 20, 15, like all day long, so this is a significant price decrease. And again, this is the original print, highest rarity, just in a really splashable card, pretty much, I mean, you know, generic for any like heavy water deck. Obviously, you know, the Mermail Atlantean cards are being showcased here because this is the primary deck. Maybe even like Monarch Frogs or maybe Paleozoics, I'm not really sure, but really, really interesting that this is hitting some relatively affordable price points in a gorgeous card in general. Alright, so next is going to be Dragon Shrine. I want to talk more specifically about the Legendary Collection Kaiba Secret Rare and the original OG print as a super rare, dawning on a Saga of Blue Eyes White Dragon. So let's go ahead and tackle the Secret Rare first. This is an extremely good card. Basically a double Foolish Burial under certain circumstances for dragon decks. A relatively good artwork. This reminds me of kind of like the demise of like Land Before Time or something. I don't know, it's pretty trippy artwork here. But again, an amazing rarity of Secret Rare. Legendary Collection Kaiba was an amazing blowout subset, reprint set. And, you know, one of the top 3. I mean, I always talk about Legendary Collection 3, Legendary Collection 4, and Legendary Collection Kaiba. They have some of the most amazing card selections and some of the most beautiful rarities. Really great stuff, specifically for the first edition prints. Really great stuff. I highly recommend you guys check out all those sets. And let's go ahead and look at some price points here. So, Unlimited is roughly around, you know, just a Phantom under 4 bones. First edition, lightly played, is, you know, roughly around 5 bones before you factor in shipping. Near mint is roughly around 5 bones as well. Let's go ahead and switch over to some stacks for you guys that are interested in buying in bulk. It goes all the way up to 10 bones for the stacks. The first stack is a 5-stack here from the infamous Bird, Yadalock, and near mint first edition on that. So pretty expensive, honestly. But again, a high rarity of Secret Rare and just an amazing Dragon support card. You know, Dragon support has just like, you know, endless pools of resources. So really great stuff on that. Do not disregard the original print super rares though, dawning out of, again, Structure Deck Saga of Blue Eyes White Dragon. You know, these are definitely getting up there in age. And these are still very much hollow foils and, you know, still look very, very nice. And these are extremely affordable. I mean, they're pretty much a bone all across the board for, you know, near mint, first edition, lightly played. Because it is so affordable, I want to go ahead and switch over to 3 stacks. Out of curiosity, I want to see what the bulk prices are. First 3-stack here, near mint first edition, is roughly around a bone before you factor in shipping. And it's pretty much a bone across the board. And then 2 pages of availability here for stacks. So really incredible stuff. This is definitely a really, really good card. So just wanted to highlight it really quick. So next is going to be Aliens. I love the artwork in Aliens. Sadly enough, this never, at least I'm not to my recollection, I don't remember these ever having any kind of severe meta play or any competitive play or anything like that. But the artwork is really, really cool. Every once in a while, I like to kind of, I guess, showcase a particular deck core or like grouping of decks, and I really like aliens. I like the kind of, not so much like the A counter stuff and the kind of like the mechanics behind them, but just the artwork is just really, really cool. And I want to say I believe that we're kind of not overdue. I mean, I think I was just doing some research a couple of weeks back, and I heard something about potentially new support for aliens or something like that. So, and there's some pretty interesting price fluctuations here. Like if we look at Alien Warrior drawing out Power of the Duelist as a high rarity of an ultimate rare, starting market price for this is 40 bones. 40 bones is the starting market price, and bombs out at 100. Not a very good card, personally. I really don't think this is a good card, but I mean, it is an extremely old set, high rarity of ultimate rare, and these are all first editions, so I mean, I can understand that, but this card is just, it's pretty garbage. So obviously the prices have just increased because the numbers have been dwindling, hence that would probably make sense towards that theory of potentially getting maybe some new support for alien stuff. Who knows if it's going to be good or not. Alien Kid is a solo print super rare dawning out of the very classic Crimson Crisis. Pretty cool artwork on this. And again, this isn't like a super blowout card or anything, but I mean, it's extremely old, and it is a solo print super rare. And starting market price for even unlimiteds is 16 bones after you factor in shipping. And then if you want a first edition, lightly played, goes up to 18 and then 20 for near mint. So again, just not a lot of availability on this. These cards have just been completely almost cleared on the market. And so yeah, I don't know, I really just wanted to kind of showcase aliens really quick, because I've always really appreciated the artwork on these, especially this card, Gray, looks really, really cool. But overall, unfortunately, it is just a common. Again, another solo print common, dawning on a Tactical Evolution. Cyber Dragon players probably know all about this set. And is Alien Shock Trooper. So I'm like a huge, big fan of Star Wars. I love Star Wars, and of course, Shock Trooper kind of reminds me of Stormtroopers from Star Wars. But then also, I'm really big World War II nerd. I'm just like obsessed with World War II history, and the German military had Shock Troopers, which were pretty cool and stuff. And anyway, just completely amazing artwork, really cool name, and just just a vanilla 1900 beater. Really wish we would have gotten a hollow foil of this. I think this would look really, really cool as a super rare. And it's pretty much about a bone across the board. And then if you want to switch over to stacks, not that many stacks available. First editions for stacks, 3-stack, lightly played first edition is roughly around 3 bones before you factor in shipping. So very, very limited on that. First editions are obviously worth some pretty good money for being just commons for the stacks. So really great stuff on aliens. Next is going to be the infamous legendary limiter removal. A lot of great prints of this card. You got the OG Gen 1, very nostalgic, magic stamped Pharaoh Servant supers. You have the dual terminal 4 commons, and then you also have the Hobby League 6 parallel ultras, which just look completely gorgeous. Let's go ahead and start with this, the Hobby League 6 parallel ultra rares. And I can't remember. I think this got lifted off the list. For the longest time, this card was limited to 1 on the list, on the ban list, or limited list, and now I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's completely lifted off the list to 3. So starting market price for this for lightly played is 10 bones. If you want near mint, it goes all the way up to 15. Again, this is Hobby League promos, so don't worry about first editions. They are non-existent. The second version that I want to look at is going to be the dual terminal 4 commons, which are right here. And again, if you guys have been watching my videos, I'm a huge advocate of dual terminal. I like White Mexican Theory. Dual terminal is already, if not is on its way, or if not already, completely bled through into the collector's market. And Konami is no longer manufacturing dual terminal rarities, and they're just fan favorite rarities, and they look really, really great. So So dual terminal 4 common. The starting market price is going to be roughly around 3 bones before you factor in shipping for lightly played, and then near mint is going to go up to 4 bones. Only 2 pages of availability, and to switch over to stacks, there is no stacks. So stack as in 3 or more available on the market. So definitely dwindling rapidly for the dual terminal 4. The last version that I want to showcase is the original Gen 1, very, very nostalgic Pharaoh's Servant super rares. Amazing set. I mean, this is a set that donned us Jinzo. Really incredible stuff. And let's see, starting market price for unlimiteds is roughly around 2 bones. Again, I highly recommend that you guys try your best within your means to obtain first edition exclusively. You know, don't overpay for it, but, you know, trade for it. You know, do whatever you can to get first edition, because it's always going to maintain a more desirable price point. So starting market price for lightly played first edition here is going to be about 6 bones after you factor in shipping, and kind of trickles up after that. If you want a near mint first edition, the first near mint first edition goes all the way up to 19 bones. And I'm going to switch over to stacks. There is a single stack of 3 for first editions, and that starting market price is all the way up to 40 bones. So very limited quantity on the original one. Biggest thing about this, again, is that it is the original print, but on top of that, it's also Gen 1 original print, and also, you know, being Gen 1, it has the magic stamp on the card, which is very, you know, nostalgic history merit on its own. Alright, so next is going to be one of my all-time favorite subsets, Shadows in Valhalla. This was such a blowout reprint subset. They had such amazing stuff. You know, obviously people have been talking about, you know, going back after the list, popularity has been on the rise for Shaddoll invoked, so all versions of Invocation, even the lowest rarity as a super rare here, is going for like starting market price of like 40 bones. So incredible price points on that. I'm really considering selling mine personally. I mean, I really do like the invoked engine, just to kind of keep to, you know, blend into mostly, again, like my Shaddolls. I picked up I'm a huge Shaddoll fanboy. I love Shaddolls, and I love, you know, blending in with different things, and, you know, everyone's no stranger to how good that the invoked and Shaddolls blend well together. So incredible price points on just, you know, the super rares of that. Of course, super rare Ash Blossom. I have a strange fascination with hand traps and super rares. I'm like obsessed with hand traps being in super rare. I think they look really great. And the super rare first edition exclusively super rares versions of Ash Blossom, and of course the first edition original print secret rares dawning out of Maximum Crisis or Maximum Chaos or Maximum Crisis or something like that. Anyway, the original secret rare prints, amazing for collectabilities. I'm a huge fan. Not only do like the hand trap ghost girls, they rotate throughout the times and the metas and the gameplay and all that. They just have amazing artwork, original prints, high rarity secret rares, first editions, and they just, you know, are gonna have and will continue to just hold obscene amounts of collector's value. So highly recommend that. You don't like. I know that Ash Blossom and Ghost Ogre are like the best ones, and there's been some popularity increase on Haunted Mansion as well. But just don't neglect the other, you know, more affordable ones like Winter Cherries. Winter Cherries is actually my second favorite one, at least artwork wise, and it's going for some pretty still relatively affordable price points. And there's also 2 secret rare versions of Winter Cherries, so be aware of that. Anyway, so Alistair the Invoker, this is the highest rarity. The original was, I believe, a super out of Fusion Enforcers, and then I think this was the second version that we got. And this is secret rare. This looks gorgeous. This is the highest rarity that we got. And for the longest time, this card was like 2 bones, like all across the board, like a bone to 2 bones, like tons of bulk in mass available here on TCGP. And now it's all the way up to 6 bones. Starting market price for this card is 6 bones, and it just continues to trickle up after that. Only 3 pages of availability. So this is quickly more than doubled in price, and rightfully so. It has amazing artwork. You know, this is pretty much, depending on the build, this is pretty much a 3-stack requirement in the deck if you're going to run the invoked engine. And again, high rarity secret rare, and it just looks gorgeous, and this is a well needed card. And in invoked. The invoked engine is, quite popular right now, as it always kind of has been, and in and out of the game state. So really great stuff on that. Twin Twisters, this is an amazing card. I mean, this is still, I know we have Harpy's Feather Duster, I know we have Lightning Storm, all these really crazy good cards. This is still very good, though, because people tend to forget that there's a lot of decks that are graveyard eccentric and actually can off-spark effects from pitching to the grave. So this is still very, very good. There's a lot of amazing rarity to this. Personally, my favorites are the first edition supers from Breakers or Shaddoll, and then second, of course, would be the secret rares, which are really, really great. And then for all you fancy players, there's also the OTS Ultimate Rare. We have the Shaddoll Fusion, which is this is the highest rarity of this card, which looks really, really amazing. And again, I'm a huge Shaddoll fanboy, so really great stuff of this. We can see here pretty much all of the invoked stuff. I mean, the market is really going ham on this. Like a Mechaba, even like I think this is the lowest rarity as a super rare. I know we have secret rares as well. It's going for like 7 bones. So there's just incredible value. And more so for this set, because this set was very heavily in invokes and Shaddolls, and again, these are just like really big fanboy fodder decks and just some incredible stuff. So Winda is still relatively cheap. I know that there's some other versions, like we got the alternative artwork super rares from Shaddoll Showdown, which are really great, and then got the original ultra rares. But I mean, hands down, this is the best. Even though I am a big fan of the alternative artwork that we got exclusively from Shaddoll Showdown, another reason why investing in that structure deck is a very good investment. This is the highest rarity of a secret rare, and this looks gorgeous. And this is increased slightly. This used to be like roughly around like a 2-bone card, and now it's about 3-ish 4. So only 2 pages of availability. So even Winda is seeing some pretty nice price points with her crazy ass green hair and whatnot. So next is going to be Windwitch Icebell, and honestly, probably out of this entire subset of Shadows and Valhalla, I think this is like the MVP. This card has amazing artwork. It's a high rarity of secret rare, has really good history merit with Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon and the whole engine of busting this out. And the best thing is it's extremely affordable. It's very, very affordable. I mean, all across the board, first editions, lightly played near mints, they're all pretty much 2 bones. I'm going to switch over to 3 stacks to kind of check the bulk availability. Yeah, pretty much 2 bones. And there's a 5 stack here, first edition near mint, 7 stack here. So this is still very much in the 2 bone mark, and I highly recommend you buy in mass of this. Every time I come across trades where people have these in abundance, first edition exclusively, again, you have to go first edition. This is a very like discounted. I guess this is a very affordable price point. I just really do not think, we just got a little bit of like a small amount of new support for Windwitches, and it hasn't really seen much play, but there is a couple players that have kind of had a little off-spark interest with the new support. And Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon is still very much a very competitive card. It's a very, very good, definitely up to one of the top level 8 synchro monsters in the game. Very, very good. And this is just insanely cheap. So every time I run into these, I pick these up. I've also bought multiple in bulk off TCGP. So completely up to you guys on that. So all around, just an amazing set. If you guys have time, I really, really recommend that you guys just go and you review this set, because this set just has some amazing cards. Alright, and then of course next is going to be Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. So I want to talk more specifically about the original Shining Victory secret rares, as well as the Battles of Legends Light's Revenge reprint. So the starting market price for this card, there is 3 pages of availability. Unlimited is roughly going to be around 15 bones, but you don't really want to pay much attention, because it's pretty much rendered useless because it's not first edition. The first edition lightly played is going to be roughly around 19 bones. If you want near mint first edition, starting market price is going to be 24 bones, which is actually a nice 5 stack here. So this not only is an amazing collectible card. Back in the day when this first dropped, I believe Shining Victories came out roughly around 2016. I was actually in Korea at the time when this set dropped, and this this card was like 100 plus bones. It was extremely expensive, really popular. It was ripping up the meta. You saw it everywhere. This and the Windwitch engine was just like the cornerstones for this card. And this card has just like unparalleled artwork. Look at the deep secret rare coils in this card. The whole like plated armor. This just looks like a really sinister, awesome dragon. And again, it's just, another infamous, amongst many level 8 synchro extra deck monsters. So really great stuff. So we determined, first editions are again roughly around 24 if you want to go near mint. The lightly playeds are a little bit cheaper, but this is actually surprisingly enough. Now, I mean, hear me out on this. This sounds kind of, maybe the white Mexican is just a crazy old fool, but I don't recommend that you guys, I mean, if you guys can trade for it, get the Shining Victories original first editions. But if you're going to drop the money, I highly recommend that you guys invest. And unfortunately, this has gone up like exponentially. This card for the longest time was like 2, 3, 4 bones. It was really not that expensive at all. Now, obviously, it's seen a significant price increase all the way up to 8 here for lightly played first editions. Now, keep in mind, this is still very much a secret rare. This is also, in my personal opinion, player preference, this version actually looks aesthetically more pleasing than the actual Shining Victories original prints. Now, I understand that Shining Victories, it's older, it's more harder to get, it's the original print, all that stuff, it's going to hold more value, but keep in mind that this, Battles of Legend Light's Revenge, was the Gen 1 of the Battles of Legend series, and this was when Konami, this was a good really history merit on this set, because it was the set that Konami premiered the changing in the format of the holo foiling. The level stars have the secret rare foiling, and the attribute symbol here has the secret rare foiling, which was a really great incorporation by them. So this looks really great, and this is obviously extremely more affordable opposed to the original print. And keep in mind, this is still, you can still get these first edition, and they are still very much secret rares, just like their original print counterparts. So starting market price lightly played is 8 bones. If you want for lightly played near mints, are roughly around 9 bones. Again, 3 pages of availability. Let's go over to stacks. There's a stack of 12 if you want some European Italian ones for 9 bones. Actually pretty cool. And then the next stack after that is a single stack of 3 for 19 bones for near mint first edition. So again, numbers are surprisingly dwindling on this. Surprisingly, not surprisingly, this is a really, great card, great effect, great artwork, high rarity. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Next is going to be Dark Valkyria, specifically the Star Foil rares out of Battle Pack Epic Dawn. So again, you guys are probably aware, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I'm a huge fan of Dual Terminal. And White Mexican Theory, I believe that now that Dual Terminal has been out of print for several years now, and Konami has no longer manufactured, or has, I guess, fabricated communications about reproducing and kind of reallocating this rarity back into the TCG, I believe that Star Foil rares specifically are going to be kind of like the next augmented versions of the Dual Terminal market. Of note, some things that I've been trailing, and I kind of unfortunately missed timing on, is Injection Fairy Lily and Tour Guide from the Underworld, specifically for the Star Foils and the Star Foils only from those particular sets, and only first edition exclusively. So let's go ahead and take a look. This card, Geminis were kind of after my time. I came into the game in 2002 originally when I was playing as a kid, and I played for several years. Then I got out of the game, and then I ended up coming back in the game in 2011, the summer after I graduated high school. And the Geminis were already kind of like full on like integrated, and I think like one of the last things I remember when I came out was like unions. I think unions were like the new thing before I originally got out the first time. But so this card really, it just has a really cool name. I think it has really cool artwork. Again, it's just another dark fairy, so kind of has like that Dark Lords vibe going for it. And it's Starfoil, and I really do appreciate Starfoil. I think it looks just as good as any other Dual Terminal rarity, and it's just really good stuff. So, and the best thing is this thing is extremely affordable. I mean, it's a quarter bone pretty much all across the board. And I'm going to switch over to stacks. Again, you want to invest exclusively in first editions. This disc does come in Ultimate Unlimited as well. There isn't any Unlimiteds on the market here, so that's pretty good. So you don't really have to worry about that, but just keep in mind, make sure you are investing in first edition. Here's your 4-stack again for about a quarter, and it's all pretty much under a bone here, and there's some pretty fat stacks. Like here's a 49 stack, 10, 15, another 46. So insanely affordable. And yeah, I wanted to give some love to Dark Valkyria specifically for this version, because I think this is it's got some pretty awesome things going on. Next is going to be Marshmallon, specifically the secret rare Dawning out of Premium Pack 1. So this card's kind of got some silly artwork. I always get confused with this, if like it's like an upside down face where like these are the eyes and this is the smiley face, or like these are the eyes and this is supposed to be like the eyebrow. I mean, I don't know. This kind of reminds me of like Ditto from Pokemon. If you guys were ever into Pokemon as a kid, this kind of like reminds me of the Ditto card. And this actually looks like really bad. This picture does not give it justice. It literally looks like a common. The secret rare foils are very deep and prominent and looks very, very, very nice. And of course, Premium Pack being a kind of a subset, or it is a subset, you don't have to worry about first editions because they're non-existent in this set. And starting market price for this near mint is 4 bones, and then we have 4 bones, and then there's 5 pages of availability. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to 3 stacks. When you get to the stacks, though, it increases quite a significant amount. It goes all the way up to 11 bones for lightly played, and then 14 bones for near mint. So exponential value increase in that for the stacks. So really incredible stuff. I'm a really big fan of Spirit Reaper as well. And again, I love dark decks, I love light decks, and this is just an awesome stall card that knocks your opponent for a K, which is pretty awesome. Next is going to be the thing in the crater. So we're going back like super old school, Gen 1, Invasion of Chaos, one of the most infamous Gen 1 sets of all time. One of my personal favorites. This was a set that premiered Black Luster Soldier and Chaos Emperor Dragon and just a whole bunch of really great stuff. And this is very old. There's only 2 versions, 2 or 3 versions. I know it has a Dark Revs common version as well. This is the original common out of IOC. And you look at this and you don't really think much of it at first, but the sheer fact that it doesn't matter. I mean, it can be destroyed by battle. It can be destroyed by, like, Regeki, Dark Hole, whatever it may be, by a card effect. And it does have that stipulation where it does specifically have to go to the graveyard to off-spark its effect. But you can special summon any pyro-type monster from your hand. So, like, any. That's pretty cool. It's pretty diverse. I get it. It's kind of slow. It's not, like, super competitive or anything like that. But the biggest reason why I wanted to kind of show some love on this card is that, it is a level 4, which is great for XYZ play. It's, standard formula of fire attribute, pyro, monster type. But the artwork is super cool on this. I really do appreciate the artwork a lot. It's got like this volcanic style artwork, and I don't know how old you guys are. White Mexican's pretty old now. I'm actually 29 now, and back in the day, I used to really be into Legos. Like, Legos were like some of my like favorite things in like the 90s, and if you guys remember Bionicle, there was like a series called Bionicle, and it was like, made by Lego, and like they had like these swords, and they were like bend them and twist them and do all this crazy shenanigans. And anyway, I don't know, whatever the black one was, like, this reminds me of like the black Bionicle, like, kind of just chilling over here in this cave with its glowy eyes. And I don't know, I just kind of thought of it. There's also a red one too, which was like from a volcanic planet. Or anyway, so I don't know, I just really like the artwork a lot on this, and this is insanely cheap. I'm going to go ahead and re-switch over my filters because apparently it wants to show kind of whatever it wants here. So we're going to start with 3 stacks. There is no, actually, here's a 7 stack of first editions for a quarter bone, so that's pretty incredible. And then there's 3 pages of availability. So, I mean, this is an unknown card, but I just wanted to kind of show it some love, so that's kind of all I'm going to say about that. Next is going to be Barrier Statue of the Inferno. This just got a reprint as a gold rare, or I don't really know appropriate terminology. Like the name print is in gold lettering here, but it is technically still a common with just the gold lettering. And there's 2 other versions, both of them being common. And this card's insanely cheap, and you don't see a lot of fire decks. I mean, I want to say like the last predominant like hard meta fire-based deck core was Salamangreat. Like, has anyone seen fire stuff since Salamangreat? Like Salamangreat, when Salamangreat kind of went away, there hasn't been much of a big-time fire deck. So I think that this is a really great control card to play, considering the circumstances. On this, obviously, and wind as well. There hasn't been too many wind decks of late as well. So here's a fat stack of 791 near mint first editions for well under a bone, you know, about 14 cents. So crazy amounts of availability, very, very affordable. And personally, I think that this is, you know, I was not a big set of this. This was a total garbage set. I really, even like the premium, maximum, special, elite, deluxe, gold, like they look god awful to me. The only gold series that is worth investing in my personal opinion, is Gold Series 2008, 2009, and the Haunted Mine Ghost Gold hybrids. Those are really nice. So next is going to be Solar Flare Dragon. This is the super rare dawning out of Legendary Collection 3 Yugi's World. Really cool artwork. Again, pyro, fire, level 4. Kind of not really big deal on stats. 1500 attack, and really kind of slow burn effect here. But the biggest thing is I really like the artwork a lot. And again, Legendary Collection 3, just an infamous set for collector's value, and it is, you know, high rarity of super rare. You know, this is the highest rarity that we have here in the TCG, and I mean, what else can I say? I mean, that's pretty much all I can really say about these next couple selections. And for stacks, I mean, near mints there's a 5 stack for 2, so that's not too bad. Again, you want to go first edition for sure. And then if you take out the stacks filter, there's about 4 pages of availability. But just really good stuff, honestly. Pretty random on some of these selections here, but you guys are just going to have to deal with it. Next is Fire Princess. So no surprise, I am a huge fan of Generation 1 stuff, and Labyrinth of Nightmare donned a super rare version, the original version of this, just an old school classic burner card. And the artwork is just great. I really love the artwork on this. And again, anything pretty much Gen 1 that's hollow foil, that's first edition, is going somewhere sometime with value. And this is kind of like this. I always kind of doppel this. I usually showcase Invader of a Throne from Magic Ruler, specifically for the first edition. Is kind of like I run parallel for showcasing this card and Invader of the Throne. Both these cards are just really great collector's value, really great artwork, and you know, didn't really see major play back in the day, and aren't super good cards or anything. It's just they're very, very archaically ancient old, and they just look really, really great. And when they have that first edition stamp just looking nice and crisp and clean, and it's pretty legendary. So we're gonna go ahead and see. There is a single first edition I played here for 2 bones. I'm going to switch over to 3 stacks to see what the availability is for bulk purchases. There is no availability for first editions for bulk stack. So we're going to move on to page 2 to see if we can wrangle up some first editions. So after that 2 bone lightly played first edition single stack, there is a 2 stack here for roughly around 10 bones, and those are near mint first edition. And then that's pretty much like the new standard is 10 bones for the first edition print. So definitely significant increase, not exponential increase. I mean, for the longest time I was buying these, you know, like around 2, 3, maybe sometimes 4 or 5 bones, and now they're pretty much doubled to 5. So this is only going to go up, like I promise you guys. I mean, everyone, I think people like are finally starting to realize after, like, you know, this game is 2 decades plus old now, or almost 2 decades old now, at least here in, you know, the TCG. So yeah, just really great stuff. Next is going to be Royal Firestorm Guards. This card, well, really quick, hold on. Let me just take a moment to just appreciate this card really quick. Look at the deep secret rare coils on this card. This is like a dragon, serpent, demon. It's got like embedded gem jewels all in it. It's got this plated armor. Really awesome stuff. Obviously fire, level 4, pyro, completely ridiculous effect. And a really great old school, fire card from Gladiator's Assault. And okay, let's see here. I'm going to switch over. I guess this is reset as well. Starting market price here for lightly played unlimited even is about 26 bones. If you want near mint, it goes up to 34, and then if you want first edition lightly played, it goes all the way up to 45 starting market price, and then near mint goes up to 50. Only 2 pages of availability on this. If I switch over to 3 stacks, there is 1 stack of 6 for 50 bones for near mint first edition. So this is pretty great. There also is secret rares, obviously being the original highest rarity, pretty awesome. But there is also the Gold Series Ultra Rare Gold Series 2009, which was Gold Series 2000 Gen 2, which is really great. To take a look into that. All right, so the last set that I want to showcase for you guys is Light of Destruction. There's so many things that I want to say about this. I apologize. My alarm literally just went off. I'm a student here and at a university, and I did not expect to be making this video before class, but I need to excuse myself for class here momentarily. So there were so many things that I wanted to get to. You guys will have to definitely come back to this set on your own time and check it out. This is an amazing set. I could talk about this set for several minutes, but I'm going to kind of shorten the video here. I mean, we got original JD as Secret Rare Amazing Ghost Honest, Solar Recharge, Ultra Rares and Ultimate Rares, Secret Honest, Ultimate Lila, Secret Dinah, Guardian of Order, the original secrets, Angel 7. This has a ridiculous effect. You guys need to go back and read that. We got the original common prints of Summon Limit. This is a really cool card too. Take a look at this. Super Ancient Dino Beast. The ultimate rare is relatively cheap, and it's got a really interesting effect for Dino players. There's just so many amazing cards in this set. This paralleled and doppled with Phantom Darkness and Light Destruction. Some of my all-time favorite sets of like this era of Yu-Gi-Oh! Tulatin is pretty awesome. There's also a dual terminal super, so I would definitely check that out. We got the original print of Demise of the Land, original Raikou first edition supers, original Wolf first edition supers. Again, if I'm not mistaken, if I have my history correct, I believe this was the set that premiered Lightsworns, and Lightsworns are just like an amazingly diverse and splashable engine deck core, and just an amazing fan favorite deck in general. So nothing but amazing praise for this set. There's also the solo print Cup of Ace, which is used in deck out builds, and of course deck lockdown and owner seal. It has cardboard on cardboard action, really awesome. We got a lot of solo print Battery Man commons and all that great stuff. So I apologize, I do need to go. There's so much more. I might have to circle back to this set later on. Magical Exemplar is pretty great too. Link below is going to be to my Facebook. Any of you guys can add me, message me. I would love to talk to you guys about anything Yu-Gi-Oh! Related. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has been part of my life for almost 2 decades. I feel extremely compassionate about this hobby, this game. I love the friendship, the brotherhood, the creativity, the deck building, the trading, the investments. There's so many amazing things that this game brings to the table to those who choose to invest in it. And it's just it's a really great hobby to have. It's a really amazing community to be part of. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys are enjoying this content just as much as I am creating it for you. I hope you guys are making some fantastic Yu-Gi-Oh! Investments yourself. This has been a showcasing by The White Mexican, and I will see you in the next video.